talk a little bit about everything, especially the block party that's coming up on Saturday, July 18th, and it is not to be missed. So we'll get into it in a second, but thanks for tuning in to Street Beat and the Vintage House Show.
You want me to sit this way? How do you want me to sit?
Yeah, so you're going to be on that one.
Just talking to you, or
well, we have this audience.
okay.
Hey,
Hey,
and
hey,
you have
hey.
me.
Okay. So do both.
Just talk to me.
Okay, all right. So this is good to talk. This is microphone. Pick this up like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a little mic check in a second.
Microphone check. Oh, I see it's going up to.
Yeah.
It's going up to red.
Okay. So we got mic 1 and 2. All right. I think I've got the hang of it. Let's see. I think I'm going to do mine simultaneously, please. What'd you say?
I said, please. I'm going to have you move a little closer to Lori.
Oh. Yep. All right. Here we go.
This is this way. You should be able to hear you.
Okay.
Why are we playing house? Oh, we playing Black Coffee?
That's Black Coffee.
Is that what we're playing?
Yeah, that's Black Coffee.
It's got Chicago, but let it slide.
Listen, I was happy that thing was working. At first, I couldn't get it to work.
Are the turntables? I mean, CDJs?
They said they were. I didn't try it.
So we typically do. So we've been doing this for 10 years.
I know she told me.
11 years now. And we use, style. I used to do this show every week, and then I got it's too much. So we started rotating with Kevin McFarland and a younger DJ, Momami.
Yeah, Momami.
And so she does a show. We got Rocky doing a show one week. So we have a few guest DJs.
Give you a little break too. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, I mean, I probably do it more than once a month, but like even now with once a month, I'm like, I'm fine.
Good. Yeah.
Let's give other people a chance.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good.
Very low tech because the neck.
Well, my glasses now. Oh my
So
gosh.
we record it and then we put it on our podcast.
Okay,
So
cool.
It kind of lives eternally. But what I do is I'll put it on my private Facebook page too, just so they allow people to look at that. And we have it on the Vintage House page, and then we put it in the podcast, and we kind of pump it out.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Just make sure it gets some eyes on it.
That's good. And we'll obviously play it on Silver Room. So.
Awesome. Okay. Great. Good. 2 seconds. It will be perfect. I'm just going to go live and then I'll do all the descriptions later. Yeah. Low tech, but believe it or not, it kind of works.
Hey, it works, right?
Yeah, these phones are good.
Vintage.
You know. Stand. There we go. Just a little closer to you. All the shots. Nope. My daughter, we have a 17-year-old, and she is just having a rough time. And
In what way?
just life. It's like, we had a death in the family last week.
Oh,
26-year-old, depressed.
Oh, wow.
And so the whole family has just been a little off.
Yeah.
And so, you just got to watch these kids.
Yeah, I have a 17-year-old too.
So boy or girl.
A girl. Yeah. So we're really close. She texts me right now. So
that's good.
Dad, where you at? She's good.
Yeah.
I think about college now. And
where's she in school?
Whitney Young.
Okay, and Kay's in Walter Payton. So these schools are competitive.
Yeah.
Whitney Young was.
But she want to go to school. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same. San Spelman, San USC, San
Well, at least
UCLA,
at least she
San.
got some options she's considering.
Yeah, she's saying it, but yeah, she's options for sure. So she'll figure it out. Like we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Sounds like a smart girl.
She's all right. She's all right.
That's a good thing. Living youngsters good. All right, I'm gonna get going here. All right, here we are again. What's up, everybody? It's DJ Larry Branch with the Vintage House Crew, and I'm so excited. We have a special guest tonight. Such an amazing human being, humanitarian, businessman. He does it all. Mr. Eric Williams in the house.
All right, hey.
So I'm going to, we're going live in all kinds of places, but we'll get started by saying thank you again.
Thank you
for being here and making the trek up to Evanston from Hyde Park. Hyde Park's one of my favorite neighborhoods.
I love Hyde Park.
I was like 15, 16 when I really discovered it. Like I had been to the Museum of Science and Industry as a kid, and I grew up way south in Morgan Park. And so, back then, that was the 70s, 80s. We just kind of stayed in our neighborhoods,
right.
Except we would venture out, here and there. And I had a boyfriend. I met this guy at Kenwood High School. I was at Lindblom, but my girlfriend, she was dating this guy at Kenwood, and she was like, we should go to Kenwood and just hang out.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? Like, kids just went over to Hyde Park, Kenwood, just to hang out.
Right.
And it was like, what is this magical place by the lake? And this diversity in the university. And I fell in love with the neighborhood. So thanks for making the trek. So Eric Williams is the owner of Silver Room, the Brownsville Winery, and coming up the Silver Room Block Party. Block System, what is it called? It's
called Sound System Block Party.
Sound System Block Party.
It's always been called that, actually. So.
It has always been called that. The Silver Room presents the 19th annual Sound System Block Party. It's happening Saturday, July 18th at the Salt Shed, which I love that place. I spend there once a month throughout the summer.
Oh, cool.
in the tree top.
Okay, cool.
With the Good Girls crew.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that space. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about it because I know that's probably top of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's happening in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and so we want to honor that, and we'll get into sort of the history of that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about you, if that's okay.
Sure, okay.
So you are a Harvey and Robbins native.
You did some research,
right?
Yes. I was born in Harvey, raised in Robbins. Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
Wow. So Robbins is, for those of you who don't know, is just a little south of Chicago.
Yes.
It's funny. I say Robbins, people don't know Robbins.
Oh yeah, I have relatives who grew up there.
Yeah, it's okay. So
Yeah.
So
they had chickens.
Yeah, it's like Mississippi. So I actually lived across the street from a Kiki Palmer.
Really? Did she grow up in Robbins?
We lived here on Keeler. We lived 137 Old South Keeler. She lived 13707 South Keeler.
Oh wow!
So her mother and her aunt, they're twins, and Sharon and Karen.
Okay.
And they were friends with my sister. But Kiki Palmer is from the same place.
Wow.
Dwayne Wade, of course, is from Robbins.
Wow.
So a few other people. But Did
they ever come through your stuff?
Dwayne Wade came to Brownsville Winery. I met Kiki Palmer in LA, and I'm like, I knew her address.
Yes.
And she was like, "How you know my address?" I said, "I'm from Robbins." She was so excited. People from Robbins are very proud.
I'm sure.
Very, very proud of that little small town. But so then I started making my way to the city buying records when I was 15, 14.
Yeah.
Started DJing. Yeah, 14.
When's the first time you remember sort of being in the city?
Oh wow! I went to the city with my parents a couple times, but I remember going to Imports, etc.
Really?
Plymouth Court.
Okay.
Yeah, so catching the train out of Imports was in Loop record. That's what I remember going there.
But how did you even know to go to those places?
Because I just had friends that were DJing, and I'm like, where you gotta get your records from? Imports.
And they were DJing in Robbins?
Yeah.
Really? What was happening out there as a teenager?
I mean, it was small. It was a little country, but we had the radio, BMX, and I had an older sister.
Okay.
So she was going. She told me about Ron Hardy, Frankie Knuckles, because she's like 6 years older than me. Okay. So really, from her, so I was listening to the radio, but she was talking about the club.
Yes.
And I had some friends who were going to the parties too.
Okay. So. Okay. So you were getting a little osmosis, and you heard. I have to tell you, BMX was sort of the great equalizer. They took a lot of what was happening here and sort of packaged it, condensed it, and made it accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
And so it was, sometimes that era gets a little bit of, I don't know, a little flack because purists like us are like, they were playing 3 minutes of the song. And it's like, well, it's a radio,
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
in the car for 20 minutes, you can't play a 12-minute mix.
Right.
So I give them all credit, Farley and all those guys, who were part of the Hot Mix 5, and Steve, Sid Hurley, Miggity Maestro, all those guys, and many of whom didn't get paid a dime, to do it. I mean, serious. It was pretty serious. Ralph Rosario talks about that. I don't know if you saw the documentary on WTTW.
No.
So Barbara Allen, who was a producer of or WTTW, she produced her own. As part of the Chicago Story series on WTTW. She did one on house music. And she interviewed Ralphie Rosario. She interviewed us. She interviewed a lot of folks. But it's a great documentary. I highly recommend it. You can actually just, it's on WTTW, Chicago Stories, about house music. But he talks about WBMX, Ralphie Rosario. And he was like, I was just so excited. He was like, we didn't get paid a dime.
That's crazy. Because they brought a lot of attention to that station.
Dude, they are.
I mean, they made the station basically.
I think that station was probably dying before that.
Sure, yeah.
So anyway, I know that you are a respecter of artists, and so we'll get into that. But you also went to university. You went to Northern and then University of Illinois. So what made you switch?
I went to Northern because my sister went there. There was no other reason why, and I had a scholarship.
Well, that
helps. I got free ride because it's like if you major in business, you can go to Northern for free.
Wow.
And DeKalb. And at the time, again, this is 88. I just went to school. I'd never even been there. I just moved in. I never went to visit. And I went to Northern. I hated it. I hate this word hate, but I did not like it at all.
You didn't like it.
But I met Jamie. in Northern.
Oh, nice.
I met Wood Harris at Northern.
Okay.
So some good things came from
it.
It.
Its purpose.
Yeah. So still good friends to this day. But then after 3 years, I was in the music. I was DJing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to come back to the city. And so I moved back in 91, moved back to the city. And I just was having a good time. I transferred to UIC, did really well in school. And I think I needed the energy of the city. And DeKalb was just whack.
No, DeKalb is not the energy of the city.
Yeah.
I remember I had a friend, one of my buddies from Bloom went to Northern. And so we went there to party for the weekend. And we were like, this is not, it's okay. But it was like, not what we were used to warehouse.
But at the same time, though, you had a lot of people from the city who were coming up to DeKalb.
That's true.
So I'm kind of like y'all could just stay. Right. So I'm like, this is I wanted an experience that was different than.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could just stay in the city for this. Actually, the better parts of the city. So I came back. And
we had a good weekend, though. I think I had one of my rare pictures of like hanging out at a party was at Northern.
Right.
In somebody's dorm room, like hanging out. I got a little 18-year-old picture there.
Right.
That's so sweet. And so you did go into finance. So you saw yourself as a business person. What was that decision like?
Well, my father owned my father owned a bar in Robbins called Manny's Blue Room.
Nice.
And so Manny's Blue Room, everybody heard of Manny.
Yeah,
it was like a legendary spot. So Herb Kent was one of his first DJs.
Get out.
And so I grew up around that. It was like stepping music was a big thing. And then also two other part of music, my uncle played bass in Sun Ra.
Okay.
So Sun Ra used to come to the house all the time too. So I think those are like my two entries to music was through jazz and through my father's bar. But so him being self-employed, it wasn't a big deal for me. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to open a nightclub. I was inspired by Frankie Knuckles. I'm like, I'm going to open a nightclub. And so I wanted to go make some money. That's my plan at age 16. Let me go make some money in finance and make some money to go buy a nightclub. So I went into finance.
Okay.
And I got my degree in the Series 7, Series 63, did that. But meanwhile, I transferred to UIC.
Okay.
I had to make money. And so I was going down to Maxwell Street.
Why did you have to make money?
To live.
Okay.
To pay for school. Well, when I transferred to UIC, I had to pay for a little bit of school. And just to survive, I worked at the Taco Bell for 5 years, which is funny. It's like my longest job I've ever had besides Silver was Taco Bell. So I worked there from like age 16 to like 21, something like that.
Wow.
It was a good job anyway.
We do what we have to do, right?
But when I moved back to the city, I met a guy who was a street vendor.
Okay.
He was my friend's boyfriend. And so he's like, man, you can make money selling stuff in the streets. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I sell T-shirts and sunglasses, blah blah. Then I started hanging out with this guy.
And this was on Maxwell Street.
Maxwell Street. Yeah,
Okay.
this is 91. And I started buying Batman T-shirts because Batman had come out, I think in '89, whatever. And then Bart Simpson T-shirts, and then later when the Bulls started winning, we were printing up all kind of bootleg Bulls T-shirts. So I was on the trains. I was, down on Rush Street, Scalper Avenue. I was selling peanuts. I was scalping tickets. I was hustling.
And so there,
Pay for school.
the guy on Maxwell Street introduced you to this idea that you could be selling these things yourself.
Yeah.
Maxwell Street is pretty famous for a lot of things, especially back then. It was a little rougher back then. I remember that's where we got our first phony IDs.
Oh yeah, everything. You can buy everything at Maxwell
It was like
Street.
a van on the corner. I think me and a couple of other people, they were like, okay, what age do you want to be?
You can buy anything you wanted. You can get on Maxwell Street.
Maxwell
That's kind of where I
Street,
learned to hustle at. Yeah.
What's up, Celeste? Thanks for watching.
That's where I learned to hustle.
DJ Celeste.
What up?
What
What up?
Performing at the Sound System.
That's
Watch
right. That's right.
Party. So
That's right.
I'll be there, sis. We were just hanging out this weekend, Celeste and I. She had a great panel discussion. So yeah, I think the reason I like to talk about like where people get their entrepreneurial spirit is that this is sort of a history story. House music and the dance music, sort of this whole culture, and it never ceases to amaze me that people come in and say, my mom, my dad, somebody sort of was like laid the foundation for it. Sort of showed me that it could be done in some way.
Yeah. Well, you don't think it's a big deal. I said he owned a bar, and so he always have a stack of money. He'd come home, his Crown Royal bags, full of cash. And so my first job, I worked 5 years old. I started working with him at 5, 6 years old. I was recycling beer cans. I was cleaning up, and I was making boiled eggs, and I started like just cleaning up and helping him out at the bar.
At 5.
Yeah, I was 5 years old. Yeah. So he made me work. He didn't make me work, but he kind of made me work.
Little baby Eric.
Yeah.
Squashing the cans.
Yeah. No, so I think that's where I got it from, was just like seeing him be self-employed. And I remember he used to work at it was called Western Electric.
Okay.
And
I remember that.
And he retired from there, and they gave him like this little clock radio. I'll never forget. He was there for like 20 years.
Oh my goodness.
I'll never forget him like just being like looking at this clock radio like, man, I did all this work for this.
Yeah.
And so I think that kind of said I don't want to do that. I like to work for myself. So.
I so appreciate that. We I think we as Black people, maybe as Americans, but especially as Black people, I can think about this, the sort of the good government job, sort of like get a good
post office.
get a good government job, and therefore you don't have to worry about your future because you'll be taken care of. Like if you do well for 30 years in the same job. I don't think that exists anymore though.
No, it's a different mentality. I mean, my mom was a CPS teacher for literally 40 years.
Yeah.
And that was all she did. She taught school. And then my father worked at this job for 20 years. But that, now you don't. Nobody worked on a job for 40 years.
Yeah, my mom was CPS too. Where'd your mom teach?
It's called a Cone School.
Okay, where was that?
The grammar school, 102nd and State. It was a feeder to Julian.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I grew up in Morgan Park, so I know that area.
I think it's closed now, actually.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, I know Julian. Julian was on my list, but I ended up going to London. Everyone else went to Julian. All my friends.
Percy L. Julian.
A lot of my friends. Not the Crown Royal bank bags. Yes, Celeste. That's a very vivid image.
Those purple bags with the yellow stitching on it, man.
I got one.
And it smelled a certain way with the money, and I still remember those Crown Royal bags, man.
You should give some of those out at your next.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
You could sell those.
I could. And put like a silver logo.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd buy one just for the hell of it. So you were started to DJ. You were a DJ yourself, and you were doing that out in Robbins. Tell me a little bit about your start in that.
Oh wow! I just love the music. I never forget. I was walking. So my cousin used to DJ, and I was walking past his house one day. He was playing a beatbox. It was boom, 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 boom. He was scratching and cutting. I was like, I remember looking at him like, how's he doing that? So I went down. I was 14, and he was playing a dominatrix.
Okay.
Dominatrix. He mixed with a beat. I still remember this.
Yes.
I was like, I want to learn how to do this.
Yes.
And he just taught me. I caught on like super quick.
Really?
And I just
on wax.
Right, of course. That's all we had back then. I remember the 12 inch of dominatrix. It was pink. a pink album cover. And then so I went home and I didn't have any music, you know.
Mhm.
So my sister had a 45 of Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time.
Mhm.
And so back then it wasn't no, you know, it was belt driven turntable.
Of course.
So I just was trying to like learn how to touch it. And I remember just time after time, I was do it, time after time, do it. I mean, for like 4 days in a row.
Till you got it just right.
I learned how to mix after time. And I started, and she had 2 copies.
Come
And I
on.
started like just playing them. And I had, you know, remember we used to hook up like a turntable to the radio?
Yes.
And I was blending like that. And I had a tape deck with the turntable and the radio. And I was trying to wait for a song that would come on. And it had the pitch controls like this.
On the turntable and on the tape deck.
Yeah. And then I remember I was obsessed. And my cousin knew Mike Hitman Wilson.
Yeah.
And so I remember going to his house and he had 1200s.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I gotta get these. And so I worked at Taco Bell. Back then they were $3.99 for 1200s.
Yeah.
I never forget. They were $3.99.
They're more expensive now.
Oh, they were like $1,000, I heard.
Sort of crazy.
No, it was
like
crazy.
You can get used one for $500-$600.
No, but I remember I worked. I was making $3.35 an hour with minimum wage back then. I got the one. And so my father said, if you get the one turntable, he would buy me the other one.
Oh wow!
And we came downtown. And I bought my 1200. So I was like in heaven. I
was in heaven.
Man, that's like the best. That's like one of the best things that you ever in life.
It takes a lot. You know, I think I was way older when I first got my own first 1200s. Like I was using those belt drivens for a long time.
Yeah, no, I got mine. I think I was
90s.
16.
Yeah,
86.
Those things were not cheap, and they were heavy.
Super heavy, yeah.
So you're carrying. When we used to have to carry your equipment out. You know, I'm back carrying records because we're doing all these vinyl sets. Celeste, I've been trying to get Celeste to do. We're gonna do some vinyl together, but I am not carrying those 1200s anymore. We have to rent those from
26 pounds.
And then when you put it with the crate that the carrier, it's 40 pounds.
Yeah, hell yeah.
2 of those is 80 pounds.
Yeah.
To get a casket, it's ridiculous. So let's get into it. Yeah, did you ever DJ professionally? Like, what was your sort of career?
No, I mean, I was okay.
More fun,
I mean,
like it was more like a hobby or artistic expression.
I mean, I was okay actually. I mean, I still play records. I mean, I know music. You know, I just never tried to ascend to a higher level. You know, I just when I was going out, I love Frankie. I love Ron Hardy.
Yeah. Do you remember seeing them play first or second time?
Yeah, I saw Ron Hardy actually first, which is most people saw Frankie first. I saw Ron Hardy first. And I remember it was just being a while. Everybody was just.
Were you at the Music Box?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. The one in Michigan now. So I guess like later.
Early. That was early.
Okay. Yeah.
That was the first one.
And I remember just the crowd was different. I remember going to see Frankie. I actually liked the crowd better. I'm like, this is more elegant. To me, it felt more elegant. Yeah. So I like Ron Hardy's music, but it was too crazy.
Yeah.
You know, as a young kid, you know, plus I'm from Robin. So like these gay dudes was like, that was new to me. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, this is cool, but it was new.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, and, you know, so that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Medusa's actually like one of Medusa's too.
Medusa's great.
I like one of Medusa's. I used to listen to Terry Bristol.
She's great.
Well, the first person I ever heard play hip hop in the club actually was Terry Bristol.
Terry's great. And you know what? Terry was our first guest.
Oh wow.
For this show.
Man, she was cold.
She was our first. This was the first person I interviewed for this show, and I'm funny. Beat myself up that we didn't record it.
Oh,
but we do have her. Lauren facilitated. Celeste was there too. Facilitated a panel discussion. I don't know. This was about. I don't know, 7-8 years before she passed, obviously.
Yeah.
And so Terry's on that. So we do have her talking about her career. But
yeah.
She was great. I remember going to see her too because I think I'd started spending maybe a couple of years before Terry, and we, you know, Celeste talks about this too. Like there wasn't nobody else doing it, not what we were doing.
Yeah.
And so I went to Medusa's, and they were like, I was like, that's a girl up there. Like, it's like 83.
It's Psycho Bitch. She's playing with Psycho Bitch.
Yeah, no, but the night I went, I saw Terry, and I was like, wow. Like,
she was cold.
She
could play.
She was a good DJ.
Oh yeah, she could play. Yeah.
And no surprise. A lot of women are good DJs. I'm not trying to say that I was surprised. I was just surprised to see a woman because often that's not the case. And there are many lineups, thank God, not yours, where you can have 10 DJs and you will not see one woman on the lineup. These
Yeah.
festivals shouldn't go unnamed tonight, but there are many, not just
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And it's like, dudes, okay, I get it. You're running things, but come on, give us a break. So let's get into it. Wicker Park, you went from selling some street stuff to tell me the trajectory between
I can tell you the exact
independent
story.
thing and Wicker Park.
Yeah. So my life was going out to clubs and listening to music. Mike Izubuku was my favorite.
Loved him.
Just Lil Louis. I would go to clubs, and then during the day I would street pedal. So I was selling T-shirts, sunglasses on the streets, and I think it was '93 and '94. I was at the Blues Fest, never forget. And this guy named Kendall Lloyd.
I know Kendall very well.
Yeah, so literally I was on the street.
Yeah.
He'll tell the story. Right? I had a T-shirt, so it's the Blues Fest on the street. He walked past and was like, "Oh man, like what's your name?" Blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, I'm Eric. I'm selling T-shirts." He goes, "Man, I got a store."
Lit X.
Yeah. He goes, "You should take this. You should take your shirts and sell them in my store.
No way.
You should sell stuff in my store."
Okay.
When you're not selling them here, I was like, "All right, this is get pre-cell phone." He gave me the number somehow. I made my way to Wicker Park and Lit X and went down to the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And I was selling BDs. I met Howie and Mario and Tina and
those were
Eileen, the black lady Eileen. And
yes,
so
all these names.
And so I started bringing my stuff down to Lit X. So if you've been on Lit X back in the day, the silver was mine. I was going back and forth to New York to Canal Street buying bootleg jeans. And so me and Ron Trent became really good friends. I met Ron in '91.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and Ron started going back and forth to New York a lot. And I was just buying stuff from New York and bringing it back and selling Lit X. And so I did that for like probably 3 years.
I'm sure I bought some. I used to hang out there a lot.
And you probably bought something
because Kendall and Mario and I was in the hip hop group. He Who Walks Through Ways with Darrell. I was the DJ. We had I think we lived in Wicker Park. We were just there.
Right.
Red Dog. That was Estelle's, DJ Estelle's, Red Dog, Double Door, all those places. Those were our peeps. So I know I bought your stuff.
You probably did.
I was there all the time.
Yeah, but I was in Lit X for probably a couple years, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And then I found Silver Room down the street. But to this day, it's because of Kendall. He saw me on the street, and that's my guy.
He's a good dude. We were trying to change the world for a minute, Kendall. I don't know if you're watching, but I'll hit you
in
up.
Atlanta, right? Did he move back?
I don't know, but he chimes in once in a while.
Okay, all right.
Yes, he. I remember when he and his wife back then had their little baby. Yeah, we were all a little crew. Man, you're bringing back memories. Wicker Park was the scene.
Oh man, it was a great time. Great time.
So you had you opened up your store in '97.
Mm-hmm.
And what were you intending to do when you opened it? Like, so what was your vision?
Honestly, it was just the intersection of my things I loved. I was a business dude. I was selling stuff on the streets. I also love music. So I opened the store. I'm like, well, this is a commerce place. I got to make some money. Because one thing I learned from Lit X is like, they were all art and no business. I'm like, this is not sustainable. Y'all down here doing poetry, but y'all ain't making no money.
A lot of poetry.
You know what I'm saying? This is cool, but you can't pay the bills. And Kendall was selling books, and I started making my money. Everybody's selling silver and selling jeans and T-shirts. I'm like, well, I can have this art stuff, but I need to make some money. And so when I found my opening the store up, I was like very clear. Here's how I can do both. I can make some money from selling what I need to sell. And also I have my turntables in the store from the very beginning, from day one. That was in '97 because they were my turntables. Mm-hmm. And I'm at the store more than I am at home. Mm-hmm. So I would bring my 12s over there and I'd play records between customers and people started coming in. And, I knew some people before I opened up the store, some DJs and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, can I play? Daryl Mellowman, Cordell Johnson, those are, Elwood Phillips. So those were friends before I had the store. So they would come in and start playing. Okay. So it kind of became like right away, it was like that,
That's awesome.
And then just I had friends who were visual artists, mm-hmm. so we put art on the wall. And so this is the first Silver Room, was a 1410 Milwaukee. Yeah. So right away, it just became this place for art, for music, So that was it,
That's cool. Less poetry, more selling.
You can do both. You gotta do both. You gotta make money, though. You gotta make money.
What about silver? Talk to me about that.
I can tell the exact story of that, where that came from. I was in New Orleans at the Jazz Fest. Mm-hmm. This was 93, 94,
Mhm.
and I was selling T-shirts and glow lights. So Jamie 326 got it. He'll tell you the story. He used to work with me selling glow lights, and so I was the glow light guy. And so anyway, long story short, I went down to New Orleans selling glow necklaces.
Uh-huh.
I met these two African women that were selling silver, and they didn't have a place to stay because it started raining, and they stayed in my van. They slept in the van. We didn't have a place to stay.
What?
Man, it was hustling. We were
You're
hustling,
just raw, man.
And
Like,
so
it's
then they were
good.
like, "Hey, if you ever come to New York,
Mhm.
I can show you how to buy silver." Because they were like selling. I'm like, they were making some money. So I went to New York, back in the summer, and we went out meeting them up with this lady. She took me to a place on Broadway.
Mhm.
I bought some silver, and they were like, "It'll sell." I'm like, "Is this real?" I didn't really know. Brought it back to Lidex, and it sold. It sold out, and I was like, "Oh man, this is pretty good."
Okay.
I started buying silver. So
Mhm.
then I'm like, "Wow, silver is something that anybody could buy."
Mhm.
It's a black book. Maybe the white people in the neighborhood ain't gonna buy it.
Mhm.
I saw
Mhm.
how the neighborhood's already changing already. Doesn't matter what size you are. Doesn't matter what
That's
color.
true.
Doesn't matter. Like people are gonna buy silver,
I love it.
and so that's why I got stuck on silver. And then
Okay.
I never forget had to get the license for the store.
Okay.
I was with my friend, and we were standing outside City Hall, and I was like, I gotta think of a name for this store because I'm so busy hustling. And I'm like, well, I'm selling silver now. I'm gonna
Mhm.
call it Silver something. And she was like, I'm like, well, what about Silver House? Because I love house music, right?
Mhm.
So I was like, Silver. I'd written down Silver House, and she was like, well, your father has a place has Manny's Blue Room.
Yeah.
You should call it the Silver Room. And I was like, yeah. And I wrote down Silver. That's how
Oh,
I was
wow.
named.
Wow.
But
Sometimes the best decisions are made on the spot like that.
it was my friend. I said it would have been called Silver House, which would have been cool. Cool
Silver
too.
Room is good though.
Yeah,
You
but
landed right.
yeah, it's called Silver Room. But yeah, anyway, so we were Wicker Park, and that's how it started.
Wow.
That's how it started.
That's great. So Wicker Park changed over the years. I mean, can you talk about like you were there to witness it, like it's a very different place than it was in the early
Oh
90s.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
so different. Was it Leo's lunchroom?
Leo's
Remember that
lunchroom. They
place?
had
Oh
these
my
man these
God.
buckwheat pancakes.
Yes.
Man,
We ate there all the time.
the woman in the back. Remember the black woman in the back who cooked?
Yes.
Man,
Yes.
and the guy with the mustache worked at the
I
bar.
remember all of them.
Man,
That that was a fun place to hang.
oh Leo's, boy, that place is so good.
Yeah, it was on jam. Well, things changed though. So you were there for what? 15? How long were you there for?
I was in Wicker Park for 17 years.
17 years.
Mhm.
So talk
Yeah.
about the evolution. Like you want to get to Hyde Park clearly
Yeah.
before we run out of time. But what happened there?
Well, I moved to Wicker Park in '92 or '93
Okay.
before I had the store. So just man, Wicker Park in the '90s was like for me again, this kid from this small town, and I felt like all the people who were like misfits and weirdos found themselves in Wicker Park.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So you could be, if you a white dude with
Yeah.
tattoos, blah blah, you in Wicker Park. If you're a black gay dude on the south side, you can be in Wicker Park.
Right.
If you're just a black dude or black woman who were different than a lot of your south side friends, you could go to Wicker Park and kind of be yourself. Is that a good assessment of that?
You described me.
Right.
That's how I felt.
And I felt the same way
I'm at
too.
home here,
Right. I'm from Robbins, but I'm like I like kind of weird stuff a little bit, and like no one's gonna gay people is this dude,
Yeah.
gangbangers, Puerto Ricans, Polish people. Everybody I met name was Agnieszka. It was like and all these like Polish friends, but it was like it was cool,
Yeah.
and it was artsy, around the
love it.
Coyote, and then
Around the Coyote, yeah.
yeah, so I just
I
found,
love
and then the loft with Diz and Derek
Yeah.
Carr doing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
parties,
Mhm.
and it just was like this. It was like off the beaten path,
Yeah.
and like nobody really cared about Wicker Park back in the day. Like it was just like a free fall in a way. You kind of could just do what you wanted to do,
You totally could.
and there was a sense of freedom. And
Yeah.
it was like again, Leo's lunchroom, these little
Mhm.
cafes were popping up here and
Mhm.
there. And just like I love Wicker Park.
Yeah.
It was great.
That was a joint. I remember, and we would stay up all night because we did this Wednesday night party at Red Dog.
Of course, yeah. I
We
was
did it
there.
for a long time, and I was
Yeah.
the DJ. I was the main DJ, but we had a lot of guest DJs. And we would be there. We'd go to the hot dog place across the street.
Mhm.
Remember the hot dog that corner, like right there, or we go to the Mexican place. Or spend the night at DeRoe's house. He lived on Division.
Mhm.
Do you know DeRoe?
Of course I
Hicks?
know DeRoe,
Okay,
yeah.
of course you do.
Drove for yeah.
Yes. Hey DeRoe, wherever you
DeRoe.
are, we won't see each
We
other.
we go back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had some interesting conversations.
I bet. But I know that it changed. And I didn't see that changing because I'd been away from it for a while, and know, maybe about 5-6 years ago, I drove through there to do something. I was like, I don't even recognize this place.
Oh, it changed. I mean, I actually lived on Milwaukee Avenue twice.
Okay.
So I lived there. I lived above the first Silver Room at 1410 Milwaukee.
Yeah.
From what year? 99 to 2006. And then I lived above Una Mays on Milwaukee Avenue again for 3 or 4 years. So I literally lived on that street.
You were in the midst.
Yeah. So from Division down to North Avenue, I knew Milwaukee Avenue. And neighborhoods gentrify.
Course,
and they change. It's like, excuse me, they're exciting to some people, and they want to come and be a part of it, but they don't really add to the culture. They just want to observe the culture.
Yeah.
And I saw that happen a lot. And then after a while, they're like, okay, this is cool. Y'all got to go.
Yeah.
And so by the time I left, I was ready to go. I mean, it wasn't like So I tell the story. I think it's an important story to tell about how things gentrify. And it's not always like it's cut and dry as we make it seem. Meaning like the big bag developer came and kicked you out. That happens, but I think me seeing over time how one person sold their building. Think about this: if you were in Wicker Park, a lot of these people, their fathers or their uncles or whoever mothers bought these buildings back in the 70s and 60s for $30,000. So I tell somebody, if you bought a building for your father bought a building for $40,000, somebody comes and offer you $2 million, you gonna say no?
No.
Right. So it's not like, no, yeah, you would probably take it too.
Yeah.
I saw that happen over and over and over again. And so how I actually moved, my landlord, his father-in-law had bought the building, which now is Supreme, actually. So I was next door, which is the Silver Room at 1442 Milwaukee. He had bought the building for $30,000. And he got an offer to sell it for $1.8 million. So I got the letter in the mail because he had a cleaners next door to me. Called Hollywood Cleaners. And so I was next door. The letter came in the mail was saying we'll either do a master lease for $8,000 a month or we'll purchase this building for $1.8 million. Now at the time my rent was $4,000. So I had this letter. We me and this guy we had become friends. He's my landlord, but we were cool.
Sure.
I'm looking at this letter like, should I tell this dude about this? Because he could make a whole bunch of money. And I was like, you know what? So I said, man, look, they offered you a bunch of money for this building. And again, we were friends at the time. Yeah. And he was like, man, I want you to stay. Can you pay $6,000 a month? I'm like, man, I'm barely paying $4,000, And I was like, you know what? Just take the money, man. I get it. Just go ahead. And so I said, I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
And University of Chicago, they had courted me the year before to move to Hyde Park. And I'm like, let me call UFC. I called back the guy. And I'm like, he said, we got space for you. And that's where I'm at right now.
That's so great. That's a great partnership.
Yeah, UFC has been a great landlord. Man.
Yeah, I like UFC for many reasons. They're doing some important work, especially around history. I know you're a history lover, and they have I work with them with the Southside Movie Project.
Jackie.
Yes. So I've got a lot of stuff in their archives there. Yeah. But and DJ'd a couple of little parties too. There's so many good things there. I work with the health system too. So I want to talk a little bit about Hyde Park. Hyde Park is in and of itself, as we were discussing earlier, kind of a place. Hey, Dante, what's up, babe? What's up, Scott? A hub for Black people. Yeah. A hub for sort of this intergenerational, multicultural hub for so many different folks. And I think it seems appropriate that you would end up in Hyde Park. Yeah, how did you feel moving there, and what was that transition like?
Well, it's funny. So my sister she moved to Hyde Park in like 92, 93. So my first memory of Hyde Park was her living there, and I was like, this is a cool neighborhood. It just was so different, and then later going to Bennington, I think was over there. And then later when Dwayne Powell was the record store and Dixie Kitchen, I think it was called.
Dixie Kitchen, yeah.
Yeah. So I had memories of just going to Hyde, just feeling very different. Yeah. And so I always liked Hyde Park, but Wicker Park was like, that was where I was at. My identity was Wicker Park, you know. And so when I didn't know what I was going to do. So now you think, okay, I'm like 17 years into this store now, and I got to move out in like 2 months. Wow. And I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going to move to. Should I even keep the store? What else can I do? What are my skill sets? It's like finance that been going years, So I'm like, well, I got to keep the store going. So I didn't know how I would do in Wicker Park. I had no idea. I'm sorry, in Hyde Park.
Mhm.
I'm like, if I can do just okay, I'll be okay just moving to Hyde Park. And I moved down there. I never forget the first day. Someone asked me to do a party. He said, "Can we do a breakfast there?"
Mhm.
We do a breakfast, house music breakfast, from 8 a.m. till like noon. And I was like, okay. I was like, it's just sure. Always try to say yes. And they came and cooked pancakes. They
Oh
had
my
pancakes. They had the whole breakfast,
Yeah.
bacon, and they had DJs in there. Because again, I had my 1200s. I brought them down to the store, and by 8:15, it was packed. I'm like,
Wow.
and I'm like, this is cool. So I think that first day kind of got me acclimated to like Hyde Park, and then it was so interesting because I'm thinking I'm 17 years at the store, everybody knows me.
Mhm.
But moving to Hyde Park, like all these people had never heard of Silver Room before,
Wow.
like black folks. I'm like,
Well,
I'm.
But see, we were making this point earlier. Not black folks. There were only certain kind of black folks that was making
Going
that
to
trek
north
down
side,
the north
exactly.
side.
Right.
There's a whole nother population that you
I
ain't
didn't
touched.
realize that. Yeah.
It's like that in house music too.
Yeah. So that was really interesting. I'm like, everybody knows Silver Room, even from the block parties.
Yeah.
A lot of people, even to this day, they say, "Oh, the block party started at Hyde Park." I'm like, I did 12 block parties in Wicker Park.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The block party is way more Wicker Park than Hyde Park.
That's so wild.
We did 12 in Wicker Park. We
Yeah.
did 4 in Hyde Park, and did 2 on the beach. So the block party is, to me, in many ways, way more Wicker Park event than a Hyde Park event.
I don't know.
To me, I'm just saying the guy who started it. To me,
Yeah.
the memory is more Hyde
Yes.
Park,
Yeah.
Wicker Park to me.
So you were in 2019, and you started the Black Club Party as first year 2015, 16.
No, when I started, no,
No,
2002.
I'm saying for in Hyde Park.
Oh, I didn't do it. The first year I moved there, I didn't do it because
Okay.
I had to get acclimated to the neighborhood.
Right.
I'm like, let me just get myself together. So the first one was in 2016.
So within 3 years, you built that up to close to 50,000
Oh, it was
people.
crazy. It was
So
crazy.
enough people heard about it very quickly
Yeah,
for you to build a crowd like that.
for sure.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
comparable to some of the biggest festivals.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. Again, like people ask me about I never tried to build the block party.
Right.
It was never like I had this idea to build it from a couple hundred people to this many people. We just did it,
Yeah.
And the first 5 years, no one got paid. I mean, Eric Roberson never get. It was Arrow time. It was Arrow,
Uh-huh.
and he came in and changed for me. It just come out, and
Wow.
and he wanted to perform, and I'm like, I can't pay you no money. He came in the store. He wanted this leather wristband. He
Yeah.
goes, "Can I have this leather wristband?" It was like $60. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of money at the time. I'm like, okay. He
He's
took
like,
it.
I am performing for free.
He took it. He performed. But again, I say it to say it was very informal.
I get it.
Like a lot of these festivals,
Yeah,
like the Chosen Few, like if people understand, like it was not meant to be what
No.
it became.
Yeah, no. I
You
think I did one of the Silver Room parties. It was in a Silver Room.
Yeah.
Me and Steve and a few other DJs.
Yeah, I mean, again,
we just did it out there. Yeah, everybody was just like, hey,
Again,
be
but
part of the energy.
it was no money. So people understand,
Yeah.
Because even like the first few block parties, they literally cost me a couple $100.
Yeah.
Because me and Ron Trent had bought a sound system. So we had a real sound system, speakers. And I owned 1200s, and I had a mixer. I had a Bozak and a Uri, and so we had all these things already anyway. So the system, and then it's funny, I have videos of our first stage was like some wood. I went to Home Depot, I had some cinder blocks and a piece of wood. That was our stage.
Yeah.
With no security, no porta
No
potties.
bathrooms.
You wanted to use the bathroom, you came in the store, use the bathroom.
Okay.
And I had cords coming out of my house, above the Silver Room.
Wow.
They had cords coming out to power the whole thing.
Oh my God.
So it really didn't cost it, and everybody played for free.
Yeah.
So it was very different than what it became.
It's organic.
Yeah.
It has grown so much.
Yeah.
So okay, let's. I told you this time goes fast.
No, so I'm sorry. I can talk a lot too. So
no, I appreciate it. We could talk for a whole nother hour because I kind of want to get into the actual culture around the Silver Room because you're very intentional about supporting artists, about having this kind of multicultural experience through art and it's the graffiti and the fashion and the dance and sort of all these things that are important to you are kind of integrated in there. I'll tell you, I've made at least 2 or 3 pit stops on my way somewhere else at the Silver Room.
Good.
Because I'm like, I want to get some new earrings and I need to get a present.
Right.
So I'm like, that's where I go.
Yeah, that's great.
I stop in there. I buy. I am a patron. All of you should be patrons.
That's right.
Too, okay, if you're watching, patrons. But I think that it's something that is really special for our community. We could go on to. I mean, I do want to talk a little bit about Bronzeville, such an important community. But I want to talk about the block party. So let's do 2 minutes on Bronzeville.
Sure.
Talk a little bit about that transition.
That came about during the pandemic.
Yes.
I was dating somebody who was really into wine, and I've never really been a big drinker actually. But during the pandemic, everyone was drinking wine. And at the time I lived in Bronzeville, people were drinking wine a lot.
Why?
During the pandemic?
They were just
at home. They were just home drinking,
wine would be like.
Oh, yeah.
So interesting. Okay.
At the time I lived on Cottage Grove in Bronzeville, and the space became available, and they asked me to do a silver room there.
Okay.
And I was like, nah. And I was like, we need something in our community that can ground us, that can be food, hospitality, blah, blah, blah. And that was the idea, was to really focus on wine.
Yeah.
But it really, again, most of these spaces are not for me. I don't even wear silver, to be honest with you. So the whole idea of the Bronzeville Winery wasn't from I had this love of a restaurant or I wanted a restaurateur. It was to, how can we build something in the community that can be a catalyst for other things to happen later?
Yeah.
Like I saw in Wicker Park.
Yeah.
I saw Wicker Park literally change over 15 years.
Yeah.
One store, then one cafe, then one tattoo parlor, then two, it doesn't happen overnight. But you need one thing to pop up for something else to jump off.
Yeah.
And so my thing was like, let me put this wine bar there, and hopefully Cottage Grove at some point will look like Newark Avenue.
Yeah.
That's kind of the plan.
That is so awesome. I'm so glad, and I go there as well. I actually had my whole company, our company. Went
I remember.
we were there for.
Thank you.
For sure, we wanted to do it again this year. We were trying to do it again this year. So. Look out! We're going to try to do it again this year because these were for none of them. A few of us from Chicago. Everybody else was visiting. And they were like, so I was giving them a little history, like from what I'm like. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Eric and the space and what
and the space is there because there's nothing over there.
Yeah.
It's Cottage Grove. It's an empty lots across the street, the dollar store. That again, like from a business standpoint, I always tell people like, if you got $1 million, it costs more than $1 million to build that kind of space. A smarter business decision is to build it on Randolph and Fulton Market, right? It might be a little bit smaller, but you can build that spot, right? It's not necessarily the idea to build on Cottage Grove. So that is a destination. Right. But again, it's not there just for me to have a restaurant. It's there to change the community.
I'm with that. Yeah. It's important. I'm on an advisory committee. I have a family church. It's a historical landmark. It's a national landmark because it had Emmett Till's funeral there. But it's on 40th and State. And so we are investing heavily, in rebuilding not only the church to represent what it looked like. It's over 100 years old, but that was, it's a historical significance because the funeral was there. So many other famous artists came out of there, and it's quite an undertaking. People don't realize what it takes to invest in these communities. I mean, we are spending a ton of money, and we're just getting, and just to do the facade, I can't even tell you how much. So I know what it's like to put your heart and soul in that. I appreciate you for doing it. So let's get into Block Cup. So Silver Room presents the 19th annual Sound System Block Party. Official lineup. You got Celeste Alexander. This is Gillies Peterson.
Giles.
Why did I know his name? Giles.
Yeah.
Natasha D. She's coming in for that. Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah. What? Old school.
Zabar. Youssef, Jean Doe.
Jane Doe. Yeah.
Okay.
John Doe, So, I was saying.
A lot of good artists here.
Well, I was saying, I say that nobody knows everybody, but everybody knows somebody.
That's right.
On this list. So that's done intentionally.
Of course.
I didn't know everybody on this list, to be honest with you. So the reason why is because I know Big Daddy Kane. I know obviously Giles Peterson, Celeste, and
Jamie 326.
Jamie, we're going to honor Jamie Principal is being honored, which actually is not on this one, but he is being honored.
Jamie Principal is being honored.
Yeah. So that's my guy. I know Jamie for pre-Silver Room. So we know these people, right? But I have employees who are 25 years old. I want them to come, and they might not know Big Daddy Kane. They might not know some folks who are a little bit older. So I'll ask them, hey, who y'all listening to? So some of the people some people who don't know are folks that 25-year-olds listen to and 30s listen to.
Okay.
It's good music, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
always been very intentional about making sure it's different genres, different ages.
I love it.
Um, that's always been very intentional.
I love it. This is going to be great. And so this is a full day event.
Hmm.
And it starts at what time?
Noon till 10,
Noon till 10.
all
So
day. It's a
it is,
festival, you know.
it's a big festival.
It's a whole day.
So what else are we going to see? We're going to see artists obviously all day. I know when you had it on 53rd, it was shoot all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
going
all
on.
kind of stuff. You know, I mean, it's funny. People talk about like why they love 53rd Street,
Mhm.
and I get it because it's
Mhm.
very. It's like to block off a street is it's a different kind of feeling. You
Yeah.
know, it's informal in many ways too. So we had a lot of space to do things.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like how can you do some of the same things in this kind of space? So there'll be fashion shows. There'll be people jumping double dutch. We try to, in some ways, how do you recreate
Yeah.
some of the things that happen
Mhm.
on the street? So we're gonna do a lot of those same things,
Yeah.
but very very music focused. We have the whole space, indoor, outdoor,
That's awesome.
upstairs. So it's gonna be a lot. Like the block party means about energy. It's about
Yeah.
let's go over here, let's go over here. So
Uh-huh.
you kind of move it around. Make sure the music is programmed where it's
Yes.
different kind of stuff. So you like hip hop? Okay, hip hop is playing over here, Afrobeat over here, house over here. So you kind of can move around.
Mhm.
So it's the same approach that I've always taken. To be honest with you, and that. And somebody was saying the other day, like it's a different location. Like yeah, it is, but to me, it's about the people that come. Is
Oh,
the most that's the most
absolutely.
important part. It doesn't to me it doesn't matter where it's at in many
Yeah.
ways. It's about the people and the reunions and the camaraderie and the fun and the music. That's what's
Yeah.
most important. So.
But Salt Shed is kind of a perfect spot for it. I
Hmm.
mean, there's so
Yeah,
many cool little things to explore outside and inside, and just kind of they're very malleable. You
it's a
know,
beautiful space. I mean, it holds. And again, like I couldn't do it on the street anymore. That was
no,
impossible. People
no,
always say like, I've explained that why you can't do that. Have a free party for 40,000 people. That's not possible. And doing it on the beach. Well, I enjoy doing it on the beach, but that's very expensive.
hmm
Union labor. You're building a city. You have to
yeah,
bring in generators and tents and fences. Very expensive.
hmm
So I took 2 years off. I'm like, nah, this is a big undertaking for
yeah,
me. But people keep
yeah,
asking about it. So I'm like, this space is the space, the only space that really actually kind of makes sense.
yeah.
But actually do it and produce it,
That's great.
that's not going to be too crazy. So that's why it's there.
And your host Mario Binky and Wood Harris.
Yep, yep, yep.
Mario is my guy. I love him, and he's I think he's there at Salt Shed. No,
He works there now. You're right.
yeah, because when we were doing our parties at the three top. I always call it a tree.
I know.
Three top.
Yeah.
He was there hosting.
Hmm.
So this is great. I know that I'm looking forward to it. Let me ask you a couple questions before we close out.
Hmm.
Um, what do you think? This is a kind of a existential question, but kind of like what story is happening for you now in your head? Like what's Eric thinking about?
Well, man, that's a whole nother show. You want the real answer?
Yeah.
You know, I'm 56 now. It's been almost 30 years of doing this. I'm like, okay, 17-year-old daughter. It's like, okay, what's next for me personally?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it might not be in the city of Chicago, so that's kind of been on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've done a lot for this city. I love Chicago. I look back, it's like, man, it's been almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And I say this not as a brag, but I say, I look at the Silver Room, and from that to Browns and Winery to Grown Folk Stories to Harper Court Summer Series to
Mhm.
Connect Gallery, all those things I created. I'm like, this has probably been the most influential, impactful entity for Black arts in Chicago has been Silver Room. I
Absolutely.
think I can make a strong argument that this Silver Room ecosystem has had the biggest impact on Black art in Chicago for
Agreed.
the last 30 years. So I'm like, that's a good legacy to have.
Mm-hmm.
I think about it now probably more than ever. Like, okay, cool. Everybody at some point has been around Silver Room. If you were an artist, if you were a DJ, if you at some point you worked there, or you
Yes.
had an art show there, you did your reading there, you showed a
Yeah.
movie there at some point, And so I'm like, what, that's cool. So I have to think about what's next for me personally. Is what's in my mind right now.
Mm-hmm. And so you have you're going to be winding up for the 18th, and then you'll have some downtime.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what does downtime look
Well,
like.
it's funny. That's a good question. So I was honored by the White Sox
Ah,
last year, and they were.
congratulations.
It's funny. Full disclosure: I've been a huge Cubs fan my whole life. Huge
Get,
Cubs fan
get
my
out.
entire life. I know my father from Robbins, but my uncle, we
Yes.
all love the Cubs.
Okay.
But in saying that, the Sox were very generous. They honored Silver Room. They got 2 free tickets anywhere in in Central America. Or someone take my daughter.
What?
Yeah, I'm
Where
take
you
my
guys
daughter.
going?
Asked where she wanted to go. Trinidad, Tobago is probably
Okay.
top of the list. So I'm
Okay.
taking her on a trip right after the block party.
Wow.
And then she's preparing for her final year of high school.
Of high school. Yeah.
And thinking about college. So next year is really about her.
Yeah.
Up next year, it's
Okay.
about her. So.
Yeah, it's an important year. We were talking before the show started. We both have 17-year-olds who are juniors in high school, going to these competitive special enrollments. It's a lot of competition.
It's a lot, yeah.
And so, college is. I'm glad to hear she's like motivated and she's got some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Planned out. My kid is like, yeah, I'm going. I'm like, where? I don't know yet. I'm like, girl, it's about to get too late. Your choices are going to get limited. We talked about a gap year, actually.
That's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
So you talked a little bit about sort of what your legacy is, and I couldn't agree more, Eric. I mean, you've been so influential. I'm just really blessed that you were able to come and talk to us about it. And I do hope that you have tremendous success in not only this venture, but sort of all your ventures. And, if you don't know Eric's, hey, Lisa Pilot saying, hey.
Hey, Lisa.
There's so many different ways that we can support each other, but the most important way is to patronize Black business.
100%.
It's just to show up. Up, and when you think about things like I thought about my company coming to Chicago, it's like, where can we go? Well, Eric's got this great new place. We should be there. Let's use it.
Yeah, it's funny. I talked to Lisa about that a lot too. Lisa was my old landlord back in the day. So actually, indirectly, I browsed the landlord because of Lisa. If I hadn't moved on one of her buildings, I might not have, been so close to that space.
Really?
So, but I look at Black business as a form of activism.
Absolutely.
Because when you're doing a Black business, it ain't just the business part. You gotta hire somebody, cousin, somebody got some trauma. Why you doing this? How come you ain't got that? Da, 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 da. You judge more by your own people a lot of times.
100%.
And I have no problem saying that. In some ways, it was easier for me to do business on the north side than the south side.
Well, yeah.
And people, it's counterintuitive, but it's the truth.
It's not really. You know why? It's kind of like this. I think about it as a DJ. When I'm DJing on the north side, people are less picky.
For sure.
I can kind of play what I want.
Oh, you know it, of course.
When I'm on the south side, I feel like I'm at Showtime at the Apollo. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you're gonna judge you the hardest.
They will leave the dance floor like, I don't like this. So I understand the cultural thing. Like parts of it is like, and other parts is like, okay, well, be ready. You know what I'm saying? You got to cater to different kinds of crowds for different reasons, and so it's all good. So listen, we're out of time, but I want to say thank you, Alan King, has been watching. I saw you, Vince McFarlane, who just said, "Go Cubs, go!" By the way,
23 to 3, they won today.
They won
23-3.
Wow!
Yeah.
Congratulations, Cubs. Alan King, I see you watching.
I think Alan's a Sox fan.
Alan's a Sox fan. That's okay. I'm a Sox fan too. But I hope you guys can make it. It's happening. Silver Room Block Party, Sound System Block Party.
Yeah.
19th annual. So make sure you buy tickets, show up, and support. All of your favorite people are going to be there. Not all of them, but most of them.
A
lot of them. They will be there. Eric will be there.
Exactly. I'll be there. Yeah.
But just hanging out. So thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to say before we say goodnight to
No, I appreciate you, obviously, and what you've been doing. I've been a big fan, and the history you have in the city is impressive. So thank you for taking it.
It is my pleasure. Anytime. Hopefully we'll come back afterwards and you'll tell me about the big success that it was.
Exactly.
So, okay, we're going to tune out on here. See you guys later, and we'll talk soon. This has been WBEZ. Oh, sorry, this is not WBEZ. Why did I just say that?
WBEZ.
Just got a raise. WNUR 89.3 FM and HD1 Evanston, Chicago. This is Street Beat. I'm Lori Branch, part of the Vintage House crew, with our executive producer, Lauren Lowry, over there in the control room. You can check us out on our podcast, which is The Vintage House Show. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can check out my spin-off podcast, which is called House Music Chicago Testimonies, where we interview some of the legends and icons and folks that built Chicago house music, such as Robert Williams, Vic Lavender and Dajay, Tony Shelton, so many great artists that we have interviewed, and we're in season 1. So please check out either one of our podcasts, thevintagehouseshow.com or Chicago House. I'm sorry, House Music Chicago Testimony. You can tell I'm tired today. But thanks. We've had Eric Williams from the Silver Room. Don't forget, Sound System Block Party is coming up Saturday, July 18th at the Salt Shed. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Vintage House Show podcast. Please subscribe and share, and check us out live, WNUR 89.3 FM, Wednesdays at 10 o'clock.